Hey Aries, hey, welcome to you and welcome to your reading. All right, so I'm getting an image in from Spirit, like a whole animation here. So let's go ahead and set the scene. But what I'm seeing for you, Aries, is Spirit is showing you walking in a cave, okay? And you're in this cave. Now this cave is actually really quite beautiful. The cave has like, it's a little bit sparkly because there's like crystals like around the cave. There's like different sort of like stones. It's actually quite nice, but again, it's all very natural. So it's not anything that was like made or anything. It just feels like the natural way that this cave kind of came to be, and it's really lovely. And so I see you walking down this cave, and kind of at your feet, there's this very small like stream or trickle of a stream that's going deeper into the mountain. Okay, because I believe this, yeah, this is in a mountain. Okay, and so it's going deeper into the mountain. And you're kind of following this stream as you've been. And it's interesting because you're there's a little bit of like awe here, a little bit of seeing kind of just what's in this cave, and it just feels like something that hasn't been seen very often. So I think there's a little bit of that. There's also kind of a neutrality to your energy in a way. It's not like you're particularly like super excited to keep going or anything, but it's almost like you're just being sort of drawn deeper into the cave, if I can explain it that way. It's kind of like there's this like pull for you to keep moving forward, even though you don't exactly know why. That feels very clear from Spirit, like you don't know why, but you're going even deeper into it. It's like not even fully a curiosity. It's almost like your soul is just kind of taking you forward, even though you don't really know why, and there's not any clarity around it. Okay, but you're following that. And so you had heard before, probably from someone else, that I think you believe there's like a waterfall that's deep within this cave, that these like cave tunnels lead into a waterfall. But you don't actually know, because it was just kind of like rumors, like, you know, like 6 degrees of separation of rumors. Yeah, angel number 6 is coming through really strongly. Okay. You may want to look that up. But it's almost like, you know, you heard from a friend of a friend of a friend that maybe that was in here, but you don't really know. And you just kind of came on this journey anyway, even if you didn't even know if it was there. But you're hearing, it's interesting because you're in this cave and you're following this like trickle, and you can hear the stream, and you're following it, and you can hear there's something like deeper within this cave. It's almost like you're starting to hear the very beginnings of something that's deeper in this cave, whether it's a waterfall or not, or whatever it is, okay? But you can start to hear that eventually this like cave passageway opens up deeper. But Spirit is being very clear that you're not there yet. So you're not there yet. You're still somewhere on this journey. And it's not completely unpleasant, but it just feels like there's this energy of you keep being drawn forward, and there's an encouragement coming through from Spirit for you to keep moving forward, even if you don't necessarily know the way or where this is leading. Okay, so that feels really strong here. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and pull, yeah, it feels like it's all about like divine time here. It feels really important. Yeah, divine time is very important here. But we're gonna go ahead and pull an oracle card. Let me just pull, I'm gonna pull something else here just to build this out a little bit more. Okay. Upright? No, reverse. Okay, so here's the other card we got for you. This is in reverse. Okay, it says earth, it says peace, it says grounding. This is coming through. It's so interesting how they're like kind of, you're seeing like the mountains here in this, and it's almost like you're going deeper into the earth. Yeah, that's exactly it. And I don't feel like the grounding here is coming through underline. And again, this is in reverse. I just feel like you actually don't know where you're going or where this is going to lead, but you just keep following. It's almost like to the center of the earth, there's like a magnetism, right? Like there's gravity to the earth, right? And so it's like you're kind of following it anyway, even though you're not even sure where it leads. And it's interesting because they're showing the kind of, I don't know, are these roots? I don't know. They're showing them to me right now as like the different caves within this mountain, like the different passageways, the cave passageways. Like there's like numerous ones, but you're on one of these. Yeah, and they're showing me right now the image of a clock. Yeah, it's all about timing. Okay, so I do feel like you're on the right path. That feels right. Okay, there's a message here to keep following the stream. Yeah, and we're getting this card, Snow. It says rest, contemplation. It's coming in reverse. Okay, but the moon energy is really strong here, so that's definitely upright. This is actually coming through as like if the snow melted, it would make water, and that would be the trickle into the mountain. It's almost like the snow that's on the mountain then melted when it somehow got inside the cave, and that's what's like, I don't know, it's like trickling inside the cave into like a center point of it. It's almost like coming into the cavernous center here, almost like this is the center. Like the cave tunnels lead here. And you see it almost looks like a bit of like a horizon. Yeah, okay. That's adding up. That's exactly what this feels like. And I do feel like you're on a path. Okay, there's something about past coming through. Hold on. That happened for a reason. Hold on. Okay, I feel like you're on a path out of the past, yeah, into some like future peace that you're looking for. I'm seeing the bird flying, now this dove flying ahead of you in this cave. I feel like that's where you're going, but I don't feel like that, again, that's not here yet. And it's whatever snow is melting off this mountain is like trickling down into this cave and this inner cavernous space that you're eventually going to come to. You're close. I'm hearing you're close. Okay, so you're close. All right, well, I hope that resonates for you. So if it does, just keep on watching. We're gonna keep going deeper into this message. If for any reason you feel like it doesn't, like, no worries at all. Feel free to check out one of the other readings I have up for maybe one of your other signs, which may be more emphasized right now. Okay, so we also have the Queen of Wands in reverse. Yeah, I feel like it's interesting because with the imagery that's coming through here in this cave, I feel like maybe to someone else, this would be something where it'd be like, oh my gosh, this is beautiful. And there would be like this real like being mesmerized by this. But I feel like for you, Queen of Wands in reverse, it's almost like you've been, I don't know, this journey has been like particularly tough or difficult, or it's been, there's a bit of like disillusionment coming through with this Queen of Wands in reverse. I don't know how to describe that. It's a little bit of like, well, I've been at this for so long, walking all of the you know, kind of passageways in this mountain, and I haven't come upon it yet, and I'm still, and there's sort of this like, yeah, we'll see it. When I see it, I'll see it. But again, I just feel like there's something here with this past energy. It just feels like you've been at this for a while, and this Queen of Wands is coming through as a little bit of like, I'm seeing the air going out of a balloon. Okay, so it's kind of like that, where it's just like, well, okay. And so I don't know, I feel like there's some sort of encouragement here. What's going well, Spirit, for Aries? Is this it? Yeah, oh my gosh, look, this is literally the card of illusion. Okay, Seven of Swords is typically a card that you can read of illusion, deception, things like that. I feel like it's coming through a little bit with, again, it's disillusionment. It's just like, that's what they want to highlight. They want to add the dis to the illusionment. It's like, I feel like you feel like you've been lied to, okay, about this journey or this path, but you still keep moving forward. And again, the Queen of Wands is somewhat upright as well, because I feel like, yeah, that angel number 4 is coming through so strongly for you. I'm getting 4 and 24. Okay, there's some strong angel numbers coming through here. But I just feel like, you know, you started out this journey in sort of the Queen of Wands, like feeling very hopeful, feeling like having a lot of energy for this. And I just feel like it's coming to it's almost like the fire has been tempered here somehow. Yeah, they're showing me now like a blacksmith's energy, like a scene of almost like you're, you know, using your like tempering the sword somehow in the fire. That's what is coming through. It's a disillusionment. I don't know how else to describe that. That's what this feels like. And I feel like when you started out, there was this kind of like hopeful energy that this could be something like really good for you, or something really like I don't know if it's not quite abundant, but just something like good. Let's just say that, like something good. And it feels like, I think you're at a point now where you're in this cave and you're like seeing all these, like, it's honestly quite beautiful, but I think you're just like, yeah, okay. Okay, I've heard this before, that it's gonna be good, or it's gonna be, you know, something beautiful or magical, or again, I've heard rumors and this, but I haven't seen it for myself. That's so strong. It's just like, I'm not seeing it though. Where is that? So, all right, let's keep going. Let's go deeper. I definitely sense that. And I feel like, yeah, Spirit's definitely wanting to speak on that today. Okay, so let's go into this. What's on top, Spirit? What do you want to say about that? This card? Yep, Page of Wands. They want you to come, it's easier said than done, but but they want you to come back into this page. This is actually the energy I was catching when I was reading the Queen of Wands. It's almost like you had originally started out on this journey in the Page of Wands energy of like really hopeful. You were the Page of Wands is like almost, it's kind of the energy of starting out a journey new. Okay, pages are very new energy, so it's like you're starting out on a journey. And I feel like you've come into, whether you know it or not, I actually feel like you've come into a Queen of Wands energy, but I feel like you're feeling like it's Queen of Wands in reverse. So what's interesting, again, I keep hearing around tempering of the fire, but it feels like this is a maturation process that you've been through, actually. And I don't think you're seeing it that way, but I feel like Spirit wants to give you that perspective today. It's almost like coming in originally with that sort of like, I don't know, you're Aries. Like, I'm an Aries sun. So you know that like fire we have that's just like fiery and untamed? Yeah, it's almost like somehow over this journey, like that has become more, you've been able to harness it more, or you've been able to like understand it more, or different parts of yourself more, or understand your fire element more. And so you came into like a maturing, a development that has happened throughout this journey that I don't think you're seeing right now. What you're feeling is disillusionment with this. I think you're feeling there's some sort of like missing this energy, the Page of Wands. It's almost like you're missing that fire. And you're like, I want it back, this sort of like youthful type of energy, okay? And again, the youthful is a metaphor. It's also, it feels literal for someone as well, okay? But there's this sort of like, I miss my fire, that sort of like fire I had for life. And like, where has that gone? Queen of Wands in reverse. Okay, and I feel like Spirit wants you to see sort of there's like a distortion here. Okay, that actually your fire's not gone. It's never gone. You're Aries. You are the source of fire. Like that will be here your entire lifetime. Okay, in fact. But a lot of the journey that we have to walk through is actually how we temper it. Okay, and actually that's been the path you've been on, whether you realize it or not. Okay, and I know that's like not easy to hear. It's not easy for me to deliver. But this also applies to me, but you know, it's definitely what's coming through from Spirit. Do you want this deck? Okay, let's go deeper. I want to get more into this because it's kind of sitting at the top right now. Let's keep going. Yeah, so okay, let me pull this card. Hold on. This card's calling really strong. Let me do this. And I feel like it's the same call you have in your soul. You keep being called deeper into this cave, into this mountain, okay, into the earth. You keep being called deeper into it. which feels like a metaphor for yourself, if I'm honest. But it just feels like, okay, you want this card? Yeah, okay. Yep. That all adds up. All these? Okay. All right, so we got a few cards for you. This one. All right, so we got this one. Look how beautiful this card is. It's a new deck I'm using. It's called the Oracle of Awakening. It's beautiful. Yeah, so it says storm, it says disruption, chaos, change. I feel like you've been through a lot of this. Yep. You've been through a lot of this. I feel like you went through this, you know, you set out on this journey and you ended up going through the desert. Then you went through the snowstorm to climb to the top of the mountain. Then you got in the caves and you got lost a lot. You weren't sure where you were going. It was dark in those tunnels. You didn't have a light. You were like, where's my inner light? Where's my inner fire to lead me out of this? I feel like there was kind of this again, sort of seemingly dimming of your own light. But again, I feel like Spirit, there's an energy here of like this process has changed you. And actually, I feel like it's a good thing. I actually don't feel like that's a bad thing here, although I don't feel like it feels that way to you, okay? There's still like a longing and missing of this, which I'm really sensing here. But again, let's keep going because there's a little bit more here. I just feel like you've been through all the things that were on this card, the disruption, like again, coming to dead ends within this cave. Maybe you actually came upon some snakes in some of the parts of the caves and you were just like, what the heck is this? And I've got to fight my way out of this, or I've got to figure my way out. But I just feel like it brought you into a deeper level of like awakening within yourself. There's a deeper level of like knowing. It's almost like I'm seeing the third eye on this card really strongly. It's almost like you developed a sense of intuition throughout this. I think at some point you realize, oh, let me follow the trickle of snow of the water that's running through the mountain. It's almost like you ended up like learning the cave. Yeah, okay, hold on. Okay, I'm getting a message in for you. Okay, and it's interesting because I'm getting a message now about a bill, and it feels like it's coming in around, like the energy of this is coming in as like this process has taken from you. I feel like there's a perspective shift that's needed, that's wanted with the third eye on this card, but I feel like you feel like this process has taken from you. And I actually don't think, I don't feel like Spirit's trying to take that away from you necessarily. I actually feel like there's a full recognition, in fact, with this card of what you've been through, the metaphorical storm of it. Okay, you've been through the disruption. You've had to change. You've been forced to change, to learn new things, to transform. You've had to learn how to like see in the dark of this cave. You've had to learn how to like bring on some, I'm hearing tracker skills. I feel like you've had to like do some stuff here and change in ways. And again, it's almost like this, you see the kind of like design here, it's coming through like crystals. It's like a geometric pattern, like almost like the crystals I'm seeing in this cave. Yeah, it's almost like you've had to like refine yourself. It's a refinement, almost like, this is interesting, this came through in another reading recently, but it's almost like diamond being refined. It's like a gem or jewel being refined, okay? Or being like cut or being, again, it's like shaped somehow. There's some sort of shaping that this process has done for you, even though I feel like you feel like it has happened to you. And again, I don't think that's necessarily wrong, right? I don't think that's not how it's coming through from Spirit. Spirit's like, yeah, you've been through this storm, okay? No doubt. There's a butterfly here. You've been through change, transformation. You've had to let go. I'm sensing the Death Tarot card here as well. You've had to like let go of things, of parts of yourself, like parts of your identity you thought were for sure, you know? And again, that's why this Earth card is coming out in reverse. It's almost like it's been a destabilizing road because you've had to kind of like, it's not quite learn to survive, because I don't feel like you were actually in danger in this card, or in this scene, but also in that card, which is coming through with the scene, okay? I don't feel like you were in danger necessarily, but I do feel like there were perceived situations that were coming through, rather, that I feel like kind of pressured you into refining some of either your skills or refining, honestly, just parts of yourself, whether that's parts of your identity or whatever it is. Okay, there's a refinement that has happened here. There's a learning, there's a growth that's here. Yeah, and on this card, let me see. Oh, okay, the other card we have is ancestors here. Okay, and they're really underlining the part that says lessons. Yeah, you had to learn a lot about yourself. Again, guidance and protection. Okay, so that's coming through as like there's a perception that you had to like almost protect yourself or again survive somehow through this. I honestly don't feel like, again, Spirit is saying it is like you were always protected. You've always been guided on this journey. Like there was actually never a real threat of loss of yourself in any way necessarily, but I do feel like, again, yeah, I feel like Spirit just is trying to give you, again, another way to look at this. It's not trying to take away from the way, they're not trying to take away from the way you're currently seeing this, but wanting you to like almost shift a little bit to see a different angle of it, just like you would if you're shifting in this geometric pattern, okay? Or looking at a different side of a crystal or a gem, okay? It's kind of like that. Yeah, and this says contemplation, peace, communication. I'm really struck by the fact that this says peace. Both these cards say peace. They're saying the same thing, okay? It's almost like you haven't had that and you've been wanting that in some way. There's some sort of like stabilization that's been wanting to happen here, but it just hasn't been here. But I think what this process has been there it is. There it is. Okay. What this process has been trying to teach you is how to stabilize within yourself. Okay? Because this is never going to change. Okay, that's life, actually. The storm, the disruption, the chaos. I mean, all of that's part of life. That's just living. That's being alive. That's actually like what being alive is, okay? But throughout this, there's been some sort of like trying to, and that's the Earth card, like ground within yourself, stabilize within yourself. That actually has happened here. Queen of Wands upright. You've actually come into, and this is what we were talking about, like tempering the fire. Instead of you, like you were at the beginning of the journey, being like frustrated or angry, or you know, the highs and lows of emotion or feeling, or the extremes. This is coming through as like when fire just kind of like is unchecked, it can be very extreme, right? And so now you're coming to a Queen of Wands where you understand like how to kind of stay stable even as this chaos, disruption, change continues. There's sort of a not allowing it to take you out of like a center place. Does that make sense? Okay, it's like stabilizing you more here, okay? So that way you're not kind of flowing into the energy of what's happening around you, which may be chaotic sometimes, okay? Many times, right? I mean, Aries is a very intense sign, okay? And so it has like created this, it's kind of, I did a reading on this like a couple months back. I think it was one of the first like readings I actually posted on this channel, which is very new. It's like 5 months old, so it's pretty new. But it was called Forged in Fire. But I feel like that's exactly what this energy is reminding me of. It's just like you kind of have been forged in fire a bit, for some of us literally, but like how to stabilize through whatever is changing in the world, right? And how to like kind of find that inner peace, that inner balance in between it. And it's interesting because I think it's a really good thing as you're walking through this cave, you're still in awe of the cave, right? There's still a sense of like wonder here, but it's not the like extreme that it might have been beforehand, but that's because you understand now the highs and the lows. Okay, you understand the extremes. You understand kind of that outward, they're showing the kind of edges of this bit now. You understand kind of the outer limits of that. And so, you know, you're being able to kind of like come into the center is just exactly where you need to be. So whenever things get really, really good or really, really bad, or however life changes, you're still able to stay centered and knowing that it will always pass. All of it passes. the good and the bad, okay? But how to stay like within you and your body as you're making your way on this journey feels really important. Okay, woo, we just went deep. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. There's a real energy here with of you having been guided on this journey the entire time, and in fact, like divinely protected as you went through this sort of like, sorry, hold on. So sorry. We're definitely on it. But yeah, anyway, I just get the sense that you've been guided, okay? And you're being held and protected through this. You want this card? Yes. Okay, here's the Page of Cups. I was talking about the emotional. I was like, we don't have a Cups card out yet, but I was feeling that come in with the Page of Wands. So these two are linked together. You see almost the styling's the same on these cards. They're facing each other. Okay, so these are coming in together. It's like the extremes. Okay, this is coming in as the extremes. So it's again that youthful energy of the extremes, of going to, you know, too hot, too cold, or, you know, too angry, or, you know, it's just like manic, right? Or if it's just like it's the extremes. Okay, so that's what it's coming through as. And I feel like there's just been a ton of having to work through both of these things. And again, there's been a whole like maturation process that has happened throughout this experience. And I mean, it feels difficult. It feels difficult, but I do feel like it was the right thing. So let's keep going. This deck. Okay, let's go deeper. Wow, this feels big. Okay. This card. We have the Page of Wands twice. Bruh. Yeah. This one. Page of Swords. Look, okay, so we have now, what, we have 3 of the 4 pages out, but we have 4 pages out. Again, angel number 4. What is with that? Do you want one more? Okay, hold on. I gotta grab one more card. This has literally maturity on every single level. Every single level. That feels really strong to me. Very clear to me. This card. 10 of Swords. Yep. This has been hard. Aries, this has been so hard. I feel this. I feel this for you, totally. Oh, wow. All right, so we got the Page of Wands again. Again, we have 2 Page of Wands now. Okay, we got 2 of these. Again, I feel like this is a doubling down of how much fire you came into this experience with. I'm hearing into your life with how much fire you came in with. Okay, like it was a lot of fire, and I feel like the fire element can represent anything here, so apply where that belongs. But it's coming in as like it's just coming in untamed. That's the energy that this feels like. It feels untamed. Like it's like you had a lot of fire and a lot of like metaphorical firepower in your energetic field, but I just feel like it just was kind of all over the place. Okay, and it's interesting because they're also showing me this Ancestors card. I feel like you came in with this, like not just from your lifetime. I feel like this partially was something you inherited. Now for someone here, this could be around anger, because that can be represented by fire, but it doesn't have to be. It just feels like it's, again, fire element is chaos, is change. It actually is one of the alchemical like elements that's necessary to create gold, if that's the example here, the metaphor, okay? It just came in with that. And I feel like what's interesting, oh, I see it. Oh, is that right? Oh, I see that. So you came in with all this fire, okay? With all this untamed fire that wasn't just from your lifetime. You came in with a lot of things from your ancestors that were inherited, okay? Let's just call it like it is. This came out for a reason, okay? So you came in with a lot of this, just like, we'll call it a backlog from your ancestors, and then what was coming in from your lifetime, okay? That's why we have the doubling down of the Page of Wands. But I feel like this excess of sort of unchecked, untamed fire that you inherited and some that you already had, okay, it actually was creating the chaos, unbeknownst to you, okay? It was creating the chaos. Now, I want to be very clear, because Spirit is being very clear, that is not your fault. There's nothing you did wrong, have done wrong. You've always done your best with this energy, and your best, in fact, was damn good, is what I'm hearing. Was damn good, considering the levels of, again, I keep calling it metaphorical firepower of all the Page of Wands that have come out. I just feel like there was so much coming into this life for you that you had to work with, okay? And a lot of times when we think of it, we're like, oh, that's really great. It means you have a lot of like life force, but it's almost like it wasn't life force, okay? Yes, you have quite a bit of life force because Aries, you are the spark of life, okay? But it's almost like it came in compounded. Okay, they're showing the different rings on this change card, on this storm card. It's coming in, it came in compounded. It's like you had a couple rings of this, okay? Okay, so again, none of this was your fault, but you came at that. So your life has felt probably chaotic. It has felt like there's been a lot of disruption and a lot of like change and a lot of just things that have just happened of their own accord that you had no control over. And it just has felt like probably extremes for you. That all feels here. Again, we got the snow card out here with all of this fire energy. So it has just kind of felt like a lot of back and forth. And I feel like this process has brought you through taming that fire of being able to actually know how to use it and how to leverage it. And the thing is, there's so much. We also have the Page of Swords. It's like, again, the Page of Cups, the Page of Swords. It's like you have had to, from the beginning, had to kind of like go through this hero's journey, because Aries is the archetype of the hero who never wanted to be the hero, okay? But had to be, okay? But you kind of had to go through it. And I mean, you went through it. Ten of Swords, you went through it, okay? It's like, it's almost like each of these swords was a cut to refine you. You see this? You see how this butterfly is the same? Hold on, let me show this to you. Do you see these two butterflies? You see it? Look at all that change. Look at all that transformation. Look at all of that. And look how much the swords came in, and almost like, it's like cutting the gem, cutting the diamond, right? Because I think, yeah, diamond's your gem, your gemstone, okay? So it's almost like cutting that, okay? And like having, again, refinement. I feel like this reading is confirmation of like everything that you've been feeling and kind of the build up into this energy, and like you kind of still hearing, you're hearing it. At least you're hearing it now. You weren't hearing it before, but you're hearing like where this cave is going to open up. You're actually walking, you're very close is what I'm hearing, okay? But it's just like, I feel like Spirit wants you to now get into, as you're walking this last bit, there's a shift that needs to happen for so when you come into sort of this the center, okay, of what you've been looking for, which is ultimately the metaphor of the center of yourself, okay? When you come to the center in this beautiful, whatever scene it is going to be within the center of this, whatever's in the middle, it doesn't really matter, okay? That you have the right understanding of what you've been through, and also of that, like, ultimately, again, it doesn't even matter what's in the middle here. It's now about understanding that no matter what path you have to walk, you can walk it because you're stable now and you know how to work with this fire. You know how to work with your life force. Okay, so that's kind of the bit of this journey that Spirit wants you to now shift into, is understanding that you have understood how to like work with your fire element now, and know how to like to actually use it, employ it, to stay stable within it, to not like kind of move to the extremes when they come, okay? And I feel like this is just a beautiful, beautiful confirmation. My timer's going off right now, so that's how I know. It's a beautiful confirmation of all that you've accomplished in this life, from what you've inherited and what you've done with it. Is just, there's so much like celebration of that, and just wanting you to see the beautiful sort of gem that you're becoming. All right, so I feel like we're at a really good place with this reading. Okay, do we want an extended? Do you want an extended? Yeah, I feel like we're going into an extended. All right, they want an extended, so we're going to go into an extended. I'm like, how do we go deeper? This is so deep. But we're gonna go deeper. So I am so curious to know what's in this extended reading. But yeah, we're gonna go into this extended. I'm gonna open up and we're gonna keep going deeper. I am curious to know what's on the other side of this. I want to know that. I'm gonna ask. So I'm gonna see if they'll give us a peek behind the curtain here. But anyway, we're gonna do an extended. That information is in the description box below, as well as booking a personal reading with me. Yeah, Aries, if you feel like this reading resonated for you, just kind of let me know. You can just even like this reading. That lets me know if this is kind of resonating with you or where you are currently in your journey. So that would be great. If you feel drawn to subscribe, that would also be cool. So whatever you feel drawn to, that your soul is pulling you to at this time. But yeah, I'm definitely wishing you a lot of luck and love as you continue on this path into the center of your being, because that honestly feels like what this is. And you know, just know that I'm right here with you, and you definitely have a community here supporting you, of your spiritual team, as well as others like us who are out here who are going through it too. So, all right, Aries, it was a pleasure to get to deliver this message. I hope it's been helpful. I will see you either at our extended reading or at the next reading. Thanks for joining. I'll see you. Bye for now.